Alrighty guys, welcome back. So today I am going to be trying out some newer-ish makeup. To me, it's the stuff that I've gotten in my Ipsy boxes for the past like 2 months. Some things that I've collected while I've been off of YouTube and things like that. So basically we're just going to try some of these things out. I have used them already a couple times, maybe 1 or 2 before this video, but this is kind of like a testing all of them together to see how they look at the end of the day. So yeah, there will be an update at the very end, but besides that, let's get into it if you want to kind of see what I put on my face. Okay, so first thing is I'm going to use my e.l.f. eyelid primer. I just recently bought this because I forgot one when I had to go on a trip, and I just wanted to retry it. So we're kind of testing it out again to see if it's even good or not. Because I haven't used it since high school, college. So I've only used it a couple times because it's only like $2. So let's just start with that. Okay, and then I did get this makeup palette in an Ipsy bag. I've only gotten 2 and I haven't been posting anything, so that's kind of why, but this is from Complex Culture and it is their full-time eyeshadow palette. So we're just going to go in with that lightest shade to set the primer, because I remember that this one does need to be one that gets set, or else it kind of gets splotchy when you try to blend out eyeshadows on top. And I did buy these a little while ago. I did want to test them out. They are the Line and Define eye tapes. I've never tried an eye tape, so we are going to see how they work today. And I did just rip it in half because I don't need that long of a line. And we're just going to try to line it up with the bottom of my eye and make it go straight up, even if it doesn't reach the end of my eyebrow, because my eyebrows, I need to go get them done. It doesn't feel too weird, it feels a little tight, but it'll be fine. I also did get this Violet Voss palette. This one is, I'm not sure, let's see. It doesn't say which one it is, but it's kind of like these cute little coral colors. So I am going to try to do a mixture of both. I probably will only use like this shade here and then maybe this sparkly shade on this. I did already try this out a little bit. I do like these purples, but you do need a deeper one to kind of, this is like a very light look for these, so you do need to get a little bit of deeper shades if you do want to use the Complex Culture one, because it doesn't get very deep. It's a very like light daytime look palette. So I am going in with that shade Tawny on the Complex Culture. And now I want to actually just use this palette. I'm going to go in with Pretty Peach, which is this one right here, and kind of do like a warm tone look today. I've been doing a lot of kind of like those purplies and the usual things I do, so warm tone look will be nice. And now I'm going to go in with the shade Chocolate Latte and just deepen it. I don't want to go too deep today, but just like a lighter kind of look. And now with the fluffy brush, I'm just going to go blend whatever I did put on my eye. And these eyeshadows blend pretty nice, both of them, the Violet Voss and the Complex Culture. I would say the Complex Culture one is a little bit more dusty, and it doesn't have as much pigment as the Violet Voss, but they do both look decently nice on your lids when you do wear them. Okay, and I'm going to wet my brush with some setting spray, and I'm going to use the shade Copper out of the Complex Culture one, and just kind of put that on most of my eye. I'm leaving that outer corner, that the dark shade, the chocolate latte shade that we did, just so that it kind of blends nicely together. Okay, then what I want to do, because I do think this palette is really nice, the champagne color, I'm just going to kind of put that towards the inner corner of my eye, next to that copper shade that we used out of the complex culture one. Because this one kind of has like a nice orangey pink tint to it almost. Those shades are pretty much almost close to the same color, even though they do look a bit different in the pans. But they do look really nice next to each other on the eyes. And what I want to use now is the Wet n Wild skinny tip eyeliner. This one I found on sale at Ulta for like $2, and I wanted to try it. It's like a very small, tiny point. So we are just gonna line my eyelid. Then what I'm going to try to do is with these tapes, because I've never used them before, is actually just kind of draw on it like as close as I can for the wing and see if it makes a nice cut. If not, we can always go back and clean it up a little bit and make them more even once we take the tape off. But I do want to see if it works or not. So that is pretty much it for the eyes. We'll go back and do the under eye after we finish face makeup, but let's see how this tape did for the wing liner. Okay, so that one's actually not too bad. I would make it a little bit more pointy, but it's actually decent. And let's see if this one's kind of close to the same. Alright, so this one does have like a little chunk, kind of like wave in it. So we will have to go back in and kind of just fix it up for my liking, but it's actually not too bad. Oh, now it's almost perfectly even wings. I would say that actually does make it a lot faster to do wing eyeliner. I'm pretty decent at doing it freehand now, but that actually makes it a whole lot easier, and they're almost like the same angles and everything, so if you have struggles doing eyeliners, I guess that's an easy trick, but just make sure you kind of cut it in half. If not, it's going to be too long and then you're just wasting it. You can do 1 strip per eye, and it comes with, let's see, 40 strips, so you can do your makeup 40 times, and I think it was like $3. Okay, up next I got this Tula Skincare Face Filter Blurring and Moisturizing Primer. It's supposed to be probiotic and superfoods for your face. I did think that this was originally kind of like an actual skincare product, and I didn't know it was a primer, but you just do kind of have to shake it up a little bit, and it's kind of liquidy, so, but I've only used it once. I'm not really sure how it works yet, but it doesn't leave any weird like feelings on the skin, and it doesn't really have a smell at all either. My last order from Ulta, they gave me kind of like a freebie pack of different foundations, and so I do want to kind of maybe try doing a couple videos on the different foundations I got. But I did try the Estee Lauder one once a long time ago, and I actually think this was the shade I got, which was 4N1, which is Shell Beige. It's supposed to stay in place for a matte finish, medium to full coverage. When I tried it out, I got super oily within the first couple hours, but I do want to try it again just to see if maybe it was a primer I used or something, but let's just see how it works. Okay, this is definitely not my color anymore. It is kind of like a dark orangey color, so let me get my white mix-in medium because this is just going to be too dark. Okay, so I put some on this little kind of metal thing that I have. It's the top for my color switch thing. And I did add some LA Girl Pro Color White Mix-in Medium. I've been using that recently and it actually works pretty well. So we're just going to add some of that. I only added 1 pump. I feel like that's a better foundation match. And I am just going to use a sponge. Let's see. I think this is a Real Technique sponge. I've got a bunch of them that I stocked up on a long time ago. So, I mean, I think it definitely does do decent for coverage, but we'll see how the wear is. Okay, so right now it does look a little bit dewy, and it could be the primer that I put underneath or just the sponge, but we'll just see how it lasts throughout the day. I do have the e.l.f. 16-hour camo concealer. I've only used this once, so I don't really know how well it does. I think I got a shade a little bit too light for me, but I did buy it on online, so okay, yeah, that is very light, so maybe I'll just try to go in with a little bit of the foundation and just kind of bring it up a little bit, whatever's left over on my palette, to try to darken it up a little bit because it is very, very bright. I don't really know if that helped much at all, but it does look a little bit better in person. I think it's just the lights that are bringing it out a little bit more. And then before I put any powders on, I do want to try a couple cream products. So I got this from Thrasher, and it's their Color and Contour Cheek Stick. This is in Brazilian Bronze. So it does look like a cute little pen, but then it has I had a fluff on my eye. It has just like a rounded edge. And it does come with like a travel brush on it, which I did try. It's just kind of alright. We'll use it again a little bit today, but I do need to blend it out after with the sponge to kind of make it look a little bit more seamless and not so harsh. Like, it just takes a lot to have to blend it out with the brush, and then it doesn't really blend how I would want it to. Okay, then I'm going to go in with a cream highlight. This is from Dominique Cosmetics in Golden Dew, and I think it does feel really nice, and it is pretty blendable, so we are just going to put a little bit of this on before powder, because then if not, it doesn't go on very well after. But we'll put a little bit on now and then blend it out with our fingers. It works better that way when it's still warm. Okay, and then before going in with my Maybelline Lasting Fix Banana Powder for under my eyes, I did recently get this in a Voss box, I'm pretty sure it's called. It's from Influencer, which is the first time I've ever gotten anything, but I am going to smooth out the concealer that I do have under my eye in case there were any creases while I was putting on the cream products, and then just go in and dab this underneath. And I do actually think this powder has been working really nicely. It doesn't have too much of banana tint, but it just has enough to kind of even out that color. And then for the rest of my face, I'm just going to go in with my Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Powder. I have the shade 220. This is the first time I've tried the pressed one. I did have the loose powder for a while, but I've used this a couple times and it has worked pretty nicely. I think I do prefer the pressed powder in this formula. It's just kind of easier to work with, and it still looks the same as if you're using the other one, like the loose powder. Okay, and now I'm just going to use that same brush and just kind of smooth out the powder under my eye. The longer you let it sit, the longer lasting it'll be, because it is a pretty long lasting powder. I just don't want to wait today. I do want to put this on. I did get the new e.l.f. Ride or Die lip balms, and this is in the shade Just Peachy. I don't like this shade as much as I think it's like something cookie. It's kind of like a more reddish shade, but I am just going to put a little bit of this on. It's like a very bright orange, and I do think that it is pretty moisturizing. I would just tap it on instead of kind of putting it all on at once. If not, the color is a bit overpowering, at least for me. But it does smell like peaches, and it does last decently well. Okay, and now I actually got really excited when I got one of these in my Ipsy boxes, I guess, because I get the deluxe version or whatever it is with the full-size products. A long time ago in college, I got one of these Pacifica blush and bronzer duos, but it was just two blushes. I mainly only used one because it was a matte one, but the shimmer blush was also pretty. And this one is in Desert Sunset. It's a matte blush and bronzer, and I do really like the bronzer. I've only tried it a couple times, but I think it matches my skin tone pretty well and doesn't make it look orangey or anything like that, even though it does kind of look warm in the pan. I think it just gives my skin a very nice kind of color. Like, it doesn't seem too harsh or anything like that, and it blends out really well. The blush is very, very pigmented, so I literally just take my brush and like just kind of tap it because it'll show up super pigmented. This is one of those blushes that will literally last you forever because you cannot go in with a heavy hand. Like, it already looks heavy if you tried. I did the first time and I looked like a clown because I didn't think it would be that pigmented because the other ones I had weren't that bad, I guess. I don't like super pigmented blushes. I prefer to have to build them than to have to go in with a light hand because it does take a little bit more work. Okay, and what I wanted to do, just because I do really like that cream highlight, I just want to go in with a little bit more shine. I'm going to use my e.l.f. Shimmering Highlight Powder. I haven't used this in a long time, so I just wanted to kind of see how it is again. It's in Starlight Glow. I've only used it a couple times. Oh, that actually is pretty nice. It's been hiding in my drawer, and I haven't used it basically at all. But it does look pretty nice. It doesn't look glittery. It just kind of looks like that nice shimmer. And I just barely had to tap it in, so that's surprising. Okay, real fast, I'm just going to do my under eyes. I'm probably just going to go in with Pretty Peach and maybe a little bit of Chocolate and just kind of blend that out. Okay, and then for eyeliner, I do have this double-sided Tarteist kind of double take eyeliner. So it has a liquid eyeliner on one end and kind of a cream twist up one. I've used the liquid eyeliner a lot, but I haven't really used this side too much. I think it just kind of makes my eye irritated to use it because I'm used to kind of the pencil liners now, and so this kind of tickles my eye in a way. But I think it does go on pretty nice and black, but you do have to reapply it kind of halfway through the day, I've noticed. That's why I've only worn it a couple times, because it doesn't last as long as my Makeup Forever eyeliner. Okay, and then I got this Maybelline Tattoo Studio. It's a eyebrow pencil, which I haven't really ever used eyebrow pencils on my channel. I only use like the gels and stuff. So we are going to kind of use this. I do have to sharpen it a little bit. I did use it a couple times just to see, and I think it does work pretty nice, but it does need to be sharpened because it's a little dull. What I wrote on my review for it was basically that unless you have thicker eyebrows, it's not going to work for you because it only kind of fills in the kind of blank spots, I guess. You can't make nice defined like lines with it because it's very like soft. So you can kind of just draw it in a little bit and then kind of make this little spoolie kind of disperse the product nicely through your brow, and it kind of just fills in everything more in case you have any like random bald spots where the hair just doesn't want to grow as nicely. So that's what I've been using it for, is just a couple little spots that I have on the front of my brows that aren't all the way filled in like I like. But besides that, unless you have full brows, this isn't going to work for you because you can't make nice little eyebrow lines. And then lastly, actually I want to try this facial spray, Aloe Chamomile and Lavender from Mario Badescu. I got this on sale at Ulta. Well, it doesn't smell bad, but it kind of sprays out in kind of chunks in a way, so it's not a nice mist. Like, there's a chunk here that I see. I don't know if the camera will pick up on it, but there's like a chunk there from the spray and a couple more. Hopefully it just kind of goes away and doesn't leave that kind of weird dot. And then lastly, we're going to use this Thrasher Good Vibes mascara. So this has like a little eyebrow curler, which I think is super cute. I've used this once. Most of these products I've used once. And I think the eyebrow curler works decently well. Just don't get too close to your eyes or else it'll really hurt, because this is a pretty strong eyebrow curler. To open it, you just gotta turn it and it kind of comes off of the eyebrow curler. So this whole bottom part is like a chunky holder for the mascara itself. Alright, so this is what it looks like with one coat. Nothing too special, but I think the second coat really does help and kind of fan everything out. It doesn't make everything clumped together, it kind of makes it look more full, but it doesn't give too much length. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I haven't used pretty much any of these products because we're still wearing masks, but I do think a lot of them look nice. I will kind of put an update in, kind of like an end clip of what it looks like tonight. It is noon right now, and I do have to go to bed probably somewhere around 8-ish, just because I do work at 1 in the morning. So we will see how long 8-ish hours of wear is for this and see how the, the DSLR foundation holds up, because it's like a $50 foundation. So I will check back in at the end, but this is pretty much it. So I will see you guys in my next video. So this is basically what it looks like at the end of the day. I didn't want to sit down and do my camera and everything, but it is kind of pulling apart at the nose. It actually isn't as bad as the first time I tried to use it, but it did get really oily. I would have to blot and everything like that, but it's all right. I'll try it again maybe with a mattifying primer to see if that changes anything.